Satisfying.
I'm Lee from the Oshkosh Beer Blog.
I'm Adam from McKnight and Carlson Wines.
And we're drinking. Okay, so last week we had the beer from the oldest brewery we ever had.
Yeah.
I haven't even started drinking yet. This week, I think we're having beer from the largest brewery we've ever had.
Yeah, that easily, probably.
Boston Beer Company.
Yeah.
Formed in 1984, and they make millions of barrels of
Yeah.
beer a year. But this is something new from them and new to Oshkosh. It's their Nitro IPA.
Yeah.
So they're doing a series of these nitro beers. They do a nitro coffee stout, nitro white ale, and then this nitro IPA. And we should probably get right into pouring this thing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Satisfying.
That's that widget releasing.
I'm just
Yeah, dump it right in. They should actually give instructions on
with
this.
vigor.
Yeah, because you need to pour this thing with some enthusiasm. 'Cause otherwise, you're not going to get that creamy hurricane kind of effect that happens. I hope that shows up on there.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It's cascading.
Now, how that works is, all right, so this is a nitrogen beer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 75% nitrogen, 25%
Yep.
CO2. And they package it under pressure, of course, like they would with any beer.
Yep.
But then there's this widget that's at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
So the beer and the gas go into that widget after it's capped. You know, it just creates an equilibrium. Then after you uncap it like that,
It releases.
the nitrogen just shoots up.
Yeah.
It, pushes all the CO2 out of solution and creates that creamy
this
kind
was
of foam.
maybe not this exact one, but the widget technology was patented by Guinness, correct?
Yeah, I think they patented it in 79 or 69 or something like that, but they didn't really start releasing those nitrogen beers until 88. I
Okay.
believe. So I don't know what the lag time was, but this is a
Yeah.
little different because the one in the Guinness can
Yeah, it's
just
like a little
it
ball.
floats. Yeah,
Yeah.
and this one's actually
Anchored.
yeah. So you get a 16-ounce can of beer, but the widget occupies about an ounce of space.
Yeah.
So you get a 15-ounce pour out of a 16-ounce
Sure,
can,
sure.
which whatever, that's well
Yeah.
enough. But nice copper
Yeah.
kind of color, crystal clear.
Yeah, I mean the head on this is pretty
Yeah.
incredible. It looks like a Guinness in
I
a glass.
should have thought we should have had napkins.
Yeah.
Because the way to drink this is to
Yeah.
really fill your mouth with
Yeah.
it, and get some of that foam in there to get that creamy
Yeah.
kind of texture off it.
Interesting aroma. It's not real effusive. Not,
Well, and I think that's part of the, a lot of people are against nitro IPA.
Yeah.
Because that carbonation isn't going to push up that aroma so
Exactly.
much. But you do get, they call it, I don't know, they talk about citrus notes on here, and you do get that. You get the pine.
Sure.
I think they're using 6 different hops in here. I think Amarillo is one of them.
Okay.
Simcoe, I believe, is one of them as well. So.
Huh. Wow. Very interesting.
Yeah.
I've had nitro IPAs on draft before. I've never had one out of a can before, or a bottle for that matter.
I haven't either. I've had them on draft. But, the thing is, like, when you have CO2 in an IPA,
Yeah.
that creates more of an impression of bitterness also, because CO2 is kind of a acidic quality to it.
Sure.
Where that's missing here.
Mhm.
So they say this is a 100 IBU beer.
With not much initial bitterness.
No, I mean, it's there,
Yeah.
but it's not like what you would think a 100 IBU beer would be.
Exactly. Wow.
Yeah. But I think it's kind of interesting what it does. That texture, that creamy texture, I kind of like. There's definitely bitterness there, but that creamy texture kind of, I don't know, it creates a different effect with it. It's
Yeah.
almost like a meringue kind of.
Well,
thing.
exactly, and that's what hits the front of your palate is very smooth, creamy. You really just get cream. You don't start getting even really much IPA flavor profile until the middle and back of your palate.
On the back of the palate is where I really go.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that bitterness really kind of hits you there.
Whereas with a traditional IPA, CO2 IPA,
Yeah.
you get a blast front to back of hops and bitterness.
So this is it's 7.5% ABV.
Yeah.
I don't get that out of there either.
No.
I mean, you don't get that kind of alcohol heat. You know?
I like this.
Do you?
Yeah.
I was kind of curious to see what you'd think about it, because this is really, I mean, you're more of an IPA guy than I am. And this really gives a different sort of effect for an IPA.
No, it really does.
I don't know. I mean, if you're just a dyed-in-the-wool IPA drinker, this might be
not your style.
Or maybe because it's so different.
Yeah.
Kind of a good way to approach it from a different direction.
Yeah.
But it's definitely an interesting beer.
So one brewery that's also well known for doing nitro beers, Left Hand Brewing Company.
Yeah.
So, but they don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they don't use any sort of widget in their bottles.
No, they don't, and I don't know exactly how they do that.
Yeah.
They have they're pretty specific about pouring that beer.
Yeah.
They want you to just uncap it,
really
pour it straight into the thing.
Straight down.
And Three Sheeps in Sheboygan is doing a nitro beer too.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you had that?
No, is that the
Cashmere Hammer?
Nitro Cashmere Hammer in bottles.
I haven't even
I've had it on draft before.
Yeah,
it's a nice beer, but not in bottles, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know. We're not seeing it around here, but
Mm-mm.
so the other two beers in this series are more, what you'd conventionally
typical.
Yeah, I mean the stout is, but the other one's a white ale, which I'm not exactly sure what they're doing there. They're using some coriander, I believe, in there, but they're not using a Belgian yeast.
Okay.
So that's a different effect too.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I this is my third one of these.
Okay.
Not this morning.
Now. Yeah.
But, and the first one I kind of didn't get it.
Yeah.
It kind of went by me, and then when I had another one, I was like, okay. I started warming up.
Well,
to it.
it's still, to me, and again, I don't know. Maybe it's being. I'm not a purist like you are, but I'm more that way than this way. But nitro beer still hasn't really caught on for me anyway.
Yeah. Well, I mean, until Left Hand really started doing it, your options were, Guinness.
Yeah.
And Murphy's Stout.
Yeah.
Boddington's, all beers that are kind of,
classic, middle of the road.
Yeah, I mean, they're easy drinkers and
Yeah,
stuff. There's nothing
yeah.
that's going to really jump out at you about those beers. Where this is pretty intensely flavored.
Oh, it really is. Yeah, it really is.
It'd be interesting to have a side-by-side.
Yeah.
How this beer would be with CO2
Yeah.
as opposed to nitrogen.
Yeah.
That bitterness might be
more prominent.
It might be overwhelming.
Yeah. No, because it is. I mean, after my third sip now, it is starting to build at the back of my palate. So.
Yeah, it's a big beer for sure.
Mm.
So would you order this again?
I'd like to try it actually on draft on nitro to see how it was, but yeah, I think I'd have another one. But another thing with nitro beer is it's really a filling beer. I always feel very full after having one.
Yeah.
So, and traditionally, if I'm going to have an IPA, I like to have a couple of them.
I don't know that I could have a couple of these.
No,
not 15 ounces.
I don't think. I mean, it is rich. It's a rich beer.
Yeah, it is, and it's that creaminess that comes to the thing, from the way it's carbonated.
Yeah.
Or it's not carbonated because it's not carbon dioxide,
Yeah.
but nitrogenated, or
Yeah.
whatever you want to say. But it's interesting for sure.
Yeah. No.
So what would you eat with this?
Boy, I don't know. What would you think?
Well, I did have it the other day with some cream cheese on crackers with this jalapeno relish.
Sure.
And that was pretty good.
Yeah, well, I think IPAs traditionally with spice are pretty nice.
And the fattiness from the
combination.
from the cheese.
Yeah, or like a charcuterie type pour with some salamis and
that'd be good
some
too.
pâtés. Would be a nice option, but very mouthfulling.
Look how that head just does not diminish.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, Adam. Bros.
Cheers.